Hi, Michael KAHN here. I've been in this business for well over 50 years and I've seen everything in the golf world that you could imagine. I worked at dusty little 18-hole golf courses that cost $1.25 to play and walk in 1957. I've managed 900-member private clubs in Florida, supervised construction of top-of-the-line golf courses in Michigan. I've managed executive courses, par 3 courses, 36-hole, 27-hole, 18-hole, 9-hole golf course types. I've worked with the Bermuda grasses and the bent grasses and everything in between. In the early 90s, I recognized that this industry was going to run itself into trouble. I saw it coming because the industry stopped growing. I could see as early as 1994 golf courses in the United States, not so much in Canada, were having trouble paying their bills. Partly because the cost of construction was going up high and chasing players away just on cost. But I also saw the industry stopped growing, stopped bringing new players into the game. The National Golf Foundation turned out an article later on. It was called The Strategic Perspective on the Future of Golf, January 1999. In this publication, they came to realize that I had already predicted in the early 90s that participation in playing golf had stagnated. Now things are getting worse. When you take a finite number of people who play golf and have them age an average of 1 year every year, the 55-year-old golfer that was the member at the high-end private club in Florida is now 75, 77, 78. And attrition is tearing down that member roster. I have files, piles and piles of files, golf courses, private clubs, semi-private clubs, that are in financial trouble. They can't pay their bills. They borrowed money to expand their clubhouses because they thought the only way that they can keep the membership levels up was to have a big fancy kitchen and a big fancy dining room and a swimming pool and a tennis court and a fitness center and all these things. But when they found out they couldn't pay for them, they would assess the members, and the aging member would say, well, I'm not going to be around much longer. Why should I throw more money at a club that I'm not going to use in a few years, maybe tomorrow, who knows? So what happens when the assessments go out? Members abandon ship, so you lose not only that member, you lose the dues line and so forth and so on, and also the collateral spending that this member provides while being active. The problem is, as I said, the golf industry has not been bringing in replacement players for the aging member. In the old days, I'm talking in the 50s and 60s, when I was a young man in the golf industry, we invited the man in the street, the woman in the household and so forth out to the golf course so we could teach them how to play and make golfers out of them, make customers out of them, and get them to come out and enjoy and play around a golf. The industry does not do that. We did it consistently in the realm that I was involved in in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and even into the 80s. And up north, I know, most golf courses that I was involved in had a program every spring to introduce the game of golf to new players. Yes, there were juniors, but we also introduced the game to seniors, women, children, couples, families. By the way, the word family in golf has disappeared. Families should be out there involved in golf and playing. Another thing that irks me is all these gurus that are around telling everybody, well, here's how to get business, give people better service. You got to give better service. That gets you more players. What were they doing beforehand? Are you telling me that you went to play golf and you didn't get service? That's not it. What's going to save this game of golf from a real true financial disaster is for the industry at large to get back into the street and invite the 25, 35, 55, 65-year-old person who did not play golf or has not played golf and does not have an opportunity to take up golf because the industry today is almost a closed shop. If you don't play golf and you're 42 years old, the chances of you taking up the game or being invited to take up the game by a local PGA pro or a local club or his next door neighbor, not very likely, in fact, virtually impossible. What I'm saying this business needs is a solid effort to get back to the street, get back to the roots that saw the game grow from the after World War II. That is how this game and this business is going to survive. That's my story. Some of the people in the industry don't like to hear it, but the fact is it's not going to get better, it's going to get worse. We're losing golf courses, we're losing players, we're going to continue to lose golfers and golf courses if we don't get back to the basics, the things that were done in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and until the entire industry fell asleep in the mid-late 80s. And in another presentation I will make, I will start pointing the blame at who I feel are responsible for the situation the industry is in today. And I do not blame 9/11. That's my story. Watch for my next one.